there's a lot of different types of emergencies, and when a tree fails, I'm often one of the people that gets called out to deal with this emergency. And what I've got going on here is indeed a real emergency. This tree is located at a church, and the people at the church referred to this as their outdoor sanctuary. They've got a big deck that goes all the way around this tree, and it's an area where they congregate for different events. The tree is in trouble. It's got a lot of problems, and they asked me to come out and look at it. So here's the story. Here's what happened. They had a picnic planned for this afternoon at 5:30, and at 2:30 the tree pretty much exploded. The top part of it failed, cable broke, and there it is, cable broke. And because the limb was cabled in two other areas as well, it pulled down hard, snapped, and the whole top of the tree ended up being inside the tree. It was held up, but we had to figure out how to get it out of there safely. But we also had to, it was a difficult read because it was held in so many areas. It was held up by branches, it was held up by cables. There was brush all over the place. We couldn't even see what was going on. Some of the branches that we're holding were cracked. So I got out there, and the first thing I wanted to do was get rid of some of the visual stuff. I had to clear out some of the brush so I could see where it was holding up. And I had to be very careful, because if I made one wrong cut, then the whole thing could have come twisting and falling down on top of me. And sure enough, the picnic happened. People showed up, and we only had a couple of hours in the evening to work on it, and we kind of made it as safe as possible and carried on the next day.
This thing was such a mess last night. Such a mess. This whole area was full of tables. Each of these tables here. This happened at 2:30 in the afternoon. There was a guy setting up the table right there 5 minutes before it failed, and he walked away. This guy over here says that's where he would have sat. You can see everything here. All the brush was on the ground, crushed one of the tables. This whole area would have been full of people because they had a picnic here last night, a barbecue at 5:30.
Oh, jeez.
They had set everything. This whole area was filled with lights. All these lights on the ground here, they had lights all the way across, crushed those.
Jeez. So here we are the next morning, and I spent an awful lot of time just looking at this big branch up in the tree. That's the brush we cut from the night before. We kind of had to clear it out so that we can get in there. And there was a lot of breaks, a lot of cracks, a lot of things going on up there. And what I was really nervous about was how the limbs that these branches were sitting on were impacted, and was some of the stuff that is no longer cabled ready to break. So the night before, we did get a rope up there to stabilize this, and we were trying to keep it from going down further. So first thing we wanted to do this day, that's my son Kalen up there. First thing we wanted to do on this day was to put a bigger rope in there and set it up so that we can control the butt down when we got to that point. So we put a 3/4 inch rope up in the top of the tree.
Just remember, every cut you make might be one of the balancing cuts. Yeah. You can see where it's holding onto the cable down over here and over there. There's two cable holds. But let's just clear out all the brush so we can see what we're doing.
So I don't know if you saw Kalen's helmet. He's got a new GoPro, and he mounted it to his helmet. So we're going to get some GoPro video footage this time that's a little bit different. This is kind of fun. I don't love the lens on the GoPro because it's kind of a wide angle, sort of almost a fisheye type look. But, a lot of guys use just the GoPro in all their videos. I like it to be a little bit more accurate. But this is fun. I'm kind of, I don't want to just use the GoPro, but I like these images that Kalen shot. He gave this all to me to put in the video. So you're going to see a doubling up of some of the footage here because I was videoing as well as him. That was cool.
Got it.
So just enjoy what we've got going on here, and I think you'll realize the stress level of what we're going through.
That's the horse I said.
Nice visual of a running bowline. This is one of the rings that we use. Absolutely love these things. You thread the rope through there, and it doesn't wear on the tree, but it also makes the controlling go a lot smoother, and you're able to position the ring where you want it rather than just being stuck with the location of the crotch. Now once we got this all set up, the next step that I want Kaylin to do is,
You can see there's a fungus here growing in this darkened patch.
the next step I want
Right here in
Kaylin
the
to
break
do is
zone.
to get rid of as much of the brush that is not being attached or not holding up. And that's a tough read.
Yeah, I think I'll try and get all this stuff off first. If you see any shifting, scream at me.
He was nervous.
Okay.
And we were all nervous. He volunteered to go up there first, and I don't think he realized exactly how hazardous it was until he got up there and recognized that he was tied in above it, but he had to keep positioning himself so that if it did fail.
So this cable here is being totally stretched and torqued by this fallen branch. And if this thing goes, this whole thing could go.
That thing goes, the whole thing's gonna roll.
Yeah. And then where do I go? Where do I end up? Whack! Oh boy.
If that breaks over on that side, you could roll this one.
Yeah, he's
Just
going
wanted
on
to make it to
vacation
Hawaii
next week,
safely.
and that was his #1 priority. Not to get hurt, which is always our priority, but you've got a job to get done, and we have to put ourselves in some pretty difficult positions and pretty difficult locations. We have to do it safe, but a lot of times recognizing what is safe is discovering, so you get up into the tree and it's...
The whole thing moved. Yeah, the whole thing moved. Whew.
I didn't see anything.
Oh, I felt it. Oh man, this is kind of terrifying.
Yeah, poor guy. Kaylin recognized a problem when he had a little shift in the whole thing.
Okay.
And it really scared him. It made us very, very conscious of what was going on.
Got the pull saw? didn't see anything.
The whole thing moved.
It shifted?
Yeah, the whole thing moved. I felt a ripple. Ooh. Alright, does feel more stable. Oh, fuck.
Did you feel
that?
something? I heard something.
Yeah, sure felt it too.
You felt it all the way through the branch you're on?
Yes.
That one, when you hit with the pulsar on the trunk.
I didn't hit the pulsar on the trunk.
Yeah.
That's not what caused the giant vibration through this whole branch.
I hit it.
Went.
Hit it
Hit what?
with N.
That wasn't what I felt.
Before you get down, can you take that piece in front of you and cut it close?
I don't want to.
Well, it's not going to slip anymore. I just want to get it to a point where, I mean, right there, you can cut that piece.
Yeah, okay. Could slip more.
Huh?
It could very well slip more.
All right, come on down.
Let's do it from the butt.
All right, you want to throw the rope someplace else? You want to pull the rope up and so you can throw it over?
Let me lower my saw down.
Keep going. Keep moving it. I want to see what's moving.
That cable over there, I don't think it's stressed.
It's held on that cable. It's held on that cable. And it's held on a cable over there. But they're all the cables, these two cables are attached to the broken limb.
My signature was a different branch here. And I was swinging as far as everything was coming in. Just swing it all the way in. That's pretty terrifying. I can see.
Yeah. Whoa. Oh.
Okay. Oh, there it is.
Whoa!
Whoa. Hey, all right.
Hold on.
You want to get that out of there. Just move the ladder.
On the top?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Good. Awesome. Ooh.
You're glad you moved that ladder.
Yeah.
Grab my saw.
Oh yeah. Oh, there we go.
Okay, down.
Cool. Can you go down at all? Yeah. It's gonna hook up there.
That's kind of where I wanted it to hook. That's good. Hold it right there.
All right. See if we can swing that thing over onto the brick.
It's got a little bit of pull on it.
Yeah. Who knows about it could stay on top. It'd be like an avalanche of trees. I'm glad I didn't have to ride that. It's terrifying. Yeah, it's all.
I've got it right here.
Okay, yeah.
You want now or
I wonder how much this is supporting right here. A lot. I think this broken branch right here is supporting a lot more weight than we think.
Yeah, I think so too.
If this goes, this whole thing's going to settle.
Yeah.
That over there is holding it. That's holding it. That one over there is holding it. But when this breaks, that cable is going to go slack again, which will make that go lower. Okay,
down the top?
Yeah.
let it go.
Good. Awesome.
Sure glad you moved that ladder.
Yeah.
Now we need to cut on pieces to.
Now we just start cutting from the bottom.
Yeah.
Let me get down.
Okay. Good stuff.
Jeez. Whew. Safe. What a mess. That kind of destroyed the whole canopy of this tree. Major hole. Major hole.
So 3 cables were broken, and there are 3 cables remaining in the tree. So part of my job is now to figure out how to replace some of these cables and make the tree reasonably safe, with emphasis on the word reasonably, because this old beast will never be completely safe, as is the case of most old trees that have had work done on them for their entirety of their life. But because this is such a busy area, we've got to be extra careful and make wise decisions.